So after the very impressive offseason of the Philadelphia Eagles, we still have a whopping $13 million left in spending power to tighten up, what areas we see best fit that we need to tighten up. Or do we need to tighten up anything at all? Who's available? What should we do? Let's find out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, 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 yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, I gotta remind you all to like and subscribe. Please make sure you like and subscribe. All your support is well documented, well needed, and it's because of you guys. That's why I do this. So listen, man, this video was brought to you by Manscaped. Big Manscaped in the building, bring you nothing but the latest and the greatest cutting edge technology to keep today's man groomed. Use code Brunson, save 20% off, get the free shipping, and the free shipping I fall for that for y'all. Father's Day coming. Use code Brunson, get pops out of the way. Listen, man, the Philadelphia Eagles had a really, really impressive offseason. We know about that. That ain't going to help you win no games, though. We also know that as well. So, as much as impressive as the offseason was, I'm quite frankly tired of talking about it because everybody's still 0-0. You still got to go out there and perform, and I'm well aware of that. But as impressive as it was, you still got $13 million left, and it's a slew of free agents who are not showing up to voluntary, OTAs. Now, these OTAs ain't mandatory, so we shouldn't be feeding into, in my opinion, to what a lot of papers saying and a lot of publications are saying about guys not showing up. Fletcher Cox ain't show up a day or two. You know what I'm saying? Are we suspected that he on a trading block? No, we just signed him. Some of these vets don't need to go to OTAs, and every time somebody doesn't go to OTA, that doesn't mean that we should be making a move for them. But I will say this: you got $13 million left in spending power, or you got $13 million left in cap space. I mean, you can get somebody and you can tighten up what you already strengthened up. And there's nothing wrong with that. The main area of focus that I see the Philadelphia Eagles, no, what I would like to see happen is you get more depth on the edge rushing position. That was a big, big thing for us. We didn't draft the edge rusher in the draft this year. A pure guy. We did bring in Hassan Reddick, but for the most part, a lot of things are the same. You know what I mean? We didn't draft anybody to mold them and to keep him young and to keep him fresh and to keep him around for a long time. Brandon Graham is up there in age. You know what I mean? He's up there in age. Still got a lot left in the tank. I'm not taking nothing away from Brandon Graham. Josh Sweat, he did enough. You know what I mean? To say, yeah, he could start for this team based upon the personnel that we have. But is he capable of that breakout, like that 12 or 14 sack season? Is he capable of doing something like that? We need to be looking at guys who's capable of doing something like that. Now, Hassan Reddick is, but we need a young guy, I feel like. I feel like not drafting a defensive end kind of still left a hole out there. But you got 2 first-round picks next year. You're in a good spot regardless. With the $13 million, what I would do, since it appears you're trying to open up a Super Bowl window, is I would look at an edge rusher, And one guy, I saw Philly 500 talk about this yesterday, actually. One guy who's popping up on on the radar for a lot of Eagles fans is Robert Quinn, edge rusher out of Chicago. He had a pretty solid season last year. You know what I mean? He's up there in age. He's still got a lot left. I think he'll complement exactly what we have going on in a major way here in Philadelphia. We're set up to get after the quarterback. This is a pass rusher's dream to come play with these defensive tackles, these linebackers, and hopefully a defensive coordinator who's learned more about himself and how to, approach games and how to be as disruptive as possible. So, I'm not ruling out the Philadelphia Eagles making moves. A couple weeks ago it was reported that we had $3 million in cap space and it appeared we couldn't make a move. I mean, you're talking about a team that did acquire James Bradbury. You're talking about a team that did go out there and get A.J. Brown and sign him to a long-term deal. You're talking about a team that made sure they were able to take care of Kelsey and Fletcher Cox, giving them nice-sized one-year deals to come back and swing for a championship as well. So, would you be upset if the Philadelphia Eagles did absolutely nothing and just sat on this $13 million in cap space? You really can't be upset. And in many cases, it seems like the smart thing to do, have some of that money roll over to next year so you can combine that money with, bringing in talent. And you can also look to bring somebody into mold because you got the 2 first-round picks. The Philadelphia Eagles always got a trick up their sleeve, so there's no telling. Listen, Jesse Bates is well documented for being disgruntled over there in Cincinnati, as he should be. You know what I mean? He's one of the best safeties in the game, but do the Philadelphia Eagles got the money to trade for a guy like that and extend him right away? You know what I mean? Or do we feel like we put enough together to say, listen, we'll bring you over here on this 1-year deal, and I can promise you we'll take care of you next year? You know what I mean? You play the rest of your contract out here, and we're going to take care of you. We putting something together. It's many ways to skin this cat to get this safety, situation rectified. I'm a guy who believes that you don't need to touch the safety position. I think Marcus Epps will do just fine for the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? He's shown steady development. He's shown steady progression, and that's all you really can ask for in his case. So, is there a such thing as having too much talent? Can you have too much talent on the defensive side of the ball or the offensive side of the ball? Can you just be doing too much? Don't you need the right mix of superstars and the right mix of guys who are just there to contribute? I believe so. So, you're getting some big names in here. It's a lot to be excited about, but will it mesh together? That's one thing that I think Howie Roseman and the coaching staff did, was look at guys who can fit what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? It's all about fit here now. It's not about what will Odell Beckham bring to the wide receiver core? Yeah, you'll bring another wide receiver here, but it'll make it crowded. You got Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Quez Watkins. That's a three that can compete with any three in the National Football League, in my opinion. This is an example. Bringing a guy like Odell Beckham into the fold of things just confuses the quarterback. It creates too many mouths to feed. We got enough mouths to feed on the offensive side of the ball. Defense is different because you never know who's going to be the guy that's going to feast that day. It's all about being in the right situation at the right time for a defense to take charge. Now, you can load that with superstar talent all day and create havoc and create turnovers. So, if you're going to spend some of the $13 million, or if you're going to spend all of the $13 million, I would spend it on defense, and I would focus on creating havoc, and I would look at guys like Robert Quinn. I would look at guys like Robert Quinn. I would look at guys like Landon Collins. I know a lot of people said Landon Collins is a safety that can't cover. I agree. Covering is his weakest attribute. But there is use for a guy like Landon Collins and what we're trying to do. Landon Collins can blitz. He can shoot the gap from that safety position, and that's what we need. We need aggressive guys who are going to create havoc and cause turnovers to the Philadelphia Eagles. Wasn't a lot of turnovers last year. It wasn't a lot of things last year. Now you got the personnel to make some stuff happen. So the real question is, do you spend some of the $13 million, or do you stay put and fine-tune everything that you're trying to fine-tune? Because right now, there's nobody that's disgruntled. Right now, there's nobody that's, upset with the organization. Everybody's happy that talent is being brought into the building. Because our guys that want to listen, the Super Bowl was going on 5 years ago now. Them guys are older now. Those guys are older now. So they're looking for some young pups that they could groom, that they can help out, and they can help each other. You know what I mean? And it makes perfect sense if you're Fletcher Cox, if you're Brandon Graham, if you're Jason Kelsey, to start mentoring some of these guys. Show them what it takes to be a champion, because you walk that walk. Now you can teach them how to walk that walk as well. So let me know what you think in the comments, man, about the $13 million we have remaining in cap space, and what would you like to see done with it, man? So tomorrow, man, me and Philly Mike, we're going to hop on. We're going to do part 2 of the quarterback ranking for GOAT Talk tomorrow night. So tap in with that. Enjoy your Sunday. Throw some food on the grill, LB style. Do what you got to do.